Hello friends, Coach Bob with you here, and today we are going to be talking about mods, and more mods, man, and a few things that we're going to be doing here in the future as far as Coach Vic and I are concerned. The first thing that we have to get out of the way is, you've noticed I've got a couple of modification videos done. One was with the Spyder grills, and the other was the just the little key fob. But I've got some more coming up, and the reason all of these mods are being done right now is because we're getting ready to make that big trip out to California. With all of the things that have been going on, let's just put it that way, with all of the things that have been going on, we did not think that we were going to be able to make this trip. We found out recently that we are going to be grandparents, and we were super excited about going to see my son and his beautiful wife out in San Diego. Now, you guys know that he serves in the world's finest Navy. Absolutely, hoorah. Now, we've been itching to go. Well, we came to the conclusion that if we were going to go, the trip had to be shorter. Now, obviously, we can't make the mileage shorter. We can only make the time shorter. With the things that we have going on for taking care of my mother and all of the other responsibilities that we have here around the Tallahassee area as coaches and things that we do for our other children that are here, the later we moved our departure date, the quicker we were going to have to return. So we discussed it, and Coach Vic was a little apprehensive at first, and I understand it because I think I might have scared her a little bit, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But we wanted to get the CanAm More Travel ready. Now, we are very, very pleased with the traveling behavior of this machine, but we wanted to make some modifications that might make it a little easier on our bodies. You may not have noticed, but we're not 20 or 30 or 40 for that matter. I'll be 60 here in a couple of years, and Vic, we'll just say she's 4 years behind me. So we're not spring chickens. With her, it was very, very important. We got the armrest, and one of the mods I've got coming up here on Wednesday is the full board risers. They're going to make her life exponentially easier. If these roads are looking a little unfamiliar to you, this is a new way from Valdosta back over to Tallahassee, and I have been enjoying this. A lot of farmland out here. It is really quite beautiful. So enjoy the scenery as I ramble on. We're going to be rising the footrests up for Coach Vic. Her right foot in particular has been sliding off of the riser, and it's because there's not enough pressure on her foot to hold it secure and hold it in place. It wants to slide off. So we figured if we could get those risers up, it would plant her foot more solidly on that footboard, and that would be the thing. I talked to Pierre at CanAm Spyder Accessories. I like his a lot. It's very, very adjustable. So we went ahead and picked up a pair of those, and that installation, again, like I said, will be on Wednesday. Following that, I will also be doing a dual USB port installation on the Spyder, because the charging ability when you're in the driver or the passenger seat position, it's null. It's just not there. So we had to rectify that. That was very, very important to us. Also, we got a Spyder cuff through Le Monster, and some Ram ball things, and a Ram, the self-leveling cup holder, and we got her a cup holder for the back passenger back there for Coach Vic. So we'll be also looking at that, the installations of that. And then last but certainly not least, I didn't want Coach Vic to be the only comfortable one, so I bought a passenger backrest. You've heard me talk about the ability to put a backrest on this thing and to be able to remove it quickly without tools. I can tell you I'm going to have to make some modifications, and that video will be coming out sometime next week or the week after. Just depends on where we are and what keeps going on and how things keep rolling. Now, all of this work, it may seem like not a big deal, but with us and as busy as our lives are, and it's hot here, I will say that the old man is coming out in me a little bit. The heat and my hands are hurting. I sound like a sissy, I know, and I apologize for that. But I do want to give a special salute to the mechanics out there and the welders and the guys who work with their hands every day. not being able to see very well, my daughter has been able to dig splinters out of my hands. I've got blisters, I have sore hands, I have dirty fingernails, and when Vic first met me, I remember we prayed before a meal. She held my hands and she goes, "This guy definitely does not work with his hands." So now for the part of the trip that scares Coach Vic. Well, what scares her is we had to make the trip really, really shorter. Now what I mean by that is that the miles just got really, really bigger. So we have quite a lofty goal here for our trip out there. What we're thinking is get out there a little more quickly. That's where we're going to try to save our time. Visit our son, our beautiful daughter-in-law, and spend 4 days with them unencumbered, and then come back at a more leisurely pace. So let's talk about the trip out there. Leg one is from Tallahassee to Beaumont, Texas. That's the biggest leg of the trip. It's 633 miles. That's a big day. That's longer than either one of us have ever done on a motorcycle of any kind, 2 or 3 wheels. I guess we'll see how our bodies hold up to that. Day 2 is Beaumont to Fort Stockton, Texas, 590 miles. Each day gets a little bit shorter, by the way. But 590 miles after a 630 plus mile day, it could be pretty tough. So we'll see. These goals could be way too lofty, and you will see now that I'm throwing this out here. You'll see in the videos as we post here in the next few weeks, you will see whether we met these goals or not. But I wanted to put this out there so that you could have a general idea of what our goals are. So day 1, Tallahassee to Beaumont, 633 miles. Day 2, Beaumont to Fort Stockton, Texas, 590 miles. Day 3, Fort Stockton, Texas to Tucson, Arizona, 558 miles, day 3. And the last day will be Tucson, Arizona to San Diego, California, to my son's doorstep, 408 miles. A grand total of approximately 2,400 miles in 4 days. Those are big days. And I guess we're going to see if our bodies will handle it, if the Spyder will handle it, and just generally speaking, if we just got the gumption to do it, because those will be some hard days. We've been checking the weather forecast, and you know, it's very hard to tell when you get 10 days out, but we do know one thing. When you get into West Texas, it's hot. We've been checking the forecast, man, and it's in the 90s there every day right now. So it is going to be a hot trip when we get out in that direction. Now, when we get closer to San Diego, the weather does seem to be a little nicer. So between the modifications that we have going on and the traveling that we're preparing to do, also, you know, we had to go out, we're buying food for the trip, we're buying a little, because we have a space issue. Even though we have a trailer, we do have the wheelchair. So the wheelchair has to occupy the largest part of the trailer, which means that a cooler has to be a little shorter. We did decide to buy the little Yeti, I think it's the Flip 12 or something like that. It's the soft side cooler. It's about 13 inches tall. Looks like it will slide right up under the front. In fact, it will slide right up under the front of the trailer, inside the front of it, which will put more weight up towards the tongue of the trailer, which is what I'm looking for. We'll be carrying bottles of water up there in little containers as well. So I think we have our storage stuff set up the way we're going to pack. I may do a video on the packing and how it's going to work, but I'll just give you a general idea. Food and big suitcases, things like that. I say big suitcases generally speaking, that sort of thing will be in the trailer. My clothes will be in the left saddlebag, Coach Vic's clothes, the right saddlebag. The back saddlebag will be for daily things, cameras that we use, laptops, charging systems for phones, anything that we might need on the fly. And then the front of it, the frunk, will hold weather gear, whether it be rain gear or if we have cold or if we have super hot, things that we can change our clothes and maybe stay a little more comfortable. And that's how we've decided to break things up in compartmentalize. Also, tools. I pulled together a toolkit. When we get back, or maybe before we go, I will put a list of the tools that I've decided to carry and why I've decided to carry them. But I do have quite an extensive little toolkit. Will it be enough? If we have a breakdown, probably not. But hopefully, if I have a problem, that it will get me to the next town. So there it is as far as packing the Spyder. That's how we're going to do it. And those tools will go in the front at the very, very bottom, putting the weight nice and low in the ground down there in the front. So that's the plan on that. So of course, like I said, we do have these installations coming up: floorboard risers, the dual USB port, the Spyder cuff, and the seat backrest. I'll be doing install videos on all of those things, and we will be even getting deeper into the planning of this trip. Now, as you would expect, we're both super excited about the idea of this trip, and we're also both very, very nervous about it. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and the cool thing about this, if we can't make those goals, and it is possible, if we get in inclement weather and it's really, really bad, I'm just going to stop. I'm not gonna push my luck. I'm just not gonna do it. And Coach Vic and I will get a motel room and we'll enjoy it. And we're just gonna chill and enjoy the trip. Once we get out there, hopefully we will shoot some video footage with my son and his wife, show you a little bit of San Diego, where they are. Now, from what we understand as of now, California is pretty much closed down. So we know that when we get there, it's going to mainly just be family time. So it may not be exciting views for you, but just seeing their beautiful faces will be very exciting for me. Also, on the front of the future, talk a little bit so that you guys can start maybe planning your events. A couple of Spyder rallies. One is in DeLand, Florida. It's called the Fall Spyder Fest to benefit Road Warriors Foundation. So the webpage is Fall Spyder Fest to benefit Road Warriors Foundation.com. I'll put a link in the description. You can look at that. We don't know at this point, because of our coaching thing, what we're going to be doing as far as how many days, but what we do know is that we are going to go. So if you would like to do a meet and greet down there with us, we would love to see your faces, meet with you, have lunch, and hang out at least just a short time. Just to put a name, a face with the name would be wonderful. Also, I plan on doing a trip. I'm not sure, Coach Vic, I haven't convinced her yet, but Barber Motorsports Museum, that's up in Birmingham area, they have a big swap meet that goes on in November, and it really is very, very cool. They have antique motorcycle racing and a lot of things like that, things that I'm into. And plus, I want to look at the museum, get a lot of beautiful pictures, and we'll do that as well. Additionally, there will be another Spyder rally. It would be the 3rd anniversary if they in fact do it. It is the Upstate Carolina Spyder Rally, and it's in Sandy Springs, South Carolina. I think that would be a wonderful spot for like our Virginia folks. I'm going to reach out to some of the YouTube community out there. I will certainly reach out and see if maybe Pierre is going there from CanAm Spyder Accessories, maybe Le Monster, and see if they're going to be there. I don't know that they will, but if they don't go, it won't be because Coach Bob did not extend a hand of kindness and want to see them. Additionally, I will be talking to through email, and John and Miriam. John, if you're watching this, brother, I would love for you to go to that rally. I'd love to meet you and your beautiful wife. I enjoy your videos, and I feel like I know you already, and I think that is really, really cool. Maybe also, Cadillac Mike and some of the guys up there in the Atlanta area, that's really not a bad ride for those guys either. It's a good central location for the Florida folks and the Virginia folks on the East Coast to maybe meet in South Carolina, it might be a possibility. So spread the word, and hopefully we can get a lot of cool Spyder people there. I would really love to meet you all. And I'll just say it the way I normally say it. I try to sound intellectual there. I'd really love to meet y'all. I really would. So there it is. Oh, you were looking for a date, I'm sure. The Upstate Carolina Spyder Rally, it was scheduled for May 14th. Obviously, it didn't happen. So they have said that due to the situation here in America, that they are looking for the future date. They have not made a decision, so it may not even happen. But I do want to throw that out there so that you can watch their webpage. And their webpage, I'll put a link for that as well. It's upstatecarolinaspyderrally.com. So keep an eye out for that. Well, I guess that's all I got for you today. But do me a favor, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And try to make plans to come visit us, because we really would like to see you at some of these events. Also, one other thing that we may do is in October, there is Oktoberfest, or Biketoberfest they call it, in Daytona Beach. And if they do that, we'll be going to that as well. So we're trying to do as many things as we possibly can, and the fall schedule is filling up fast. We want to travel, we want to bring you some great footage, and we'd love to have you online with us. Also, a quick announcement about Riders Rides. I've had some people email me and go, hey coach, what's up with Riders Rides? And what is up is a lot of editing is going on, and I am traveling a lot right now, tying up some loose ends. So keep the entries coming. It may be 6 weeks before I start doing that again, but it will happen. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I will get your rides up, and I've got quite a few already in. But it's very difficult if we're on the road and I'm editing from, say, a laptop or an iPad. It's difficult. I don't have all of my workstation here. The videos, honestly, a video like this, the riding videos like this are very, very easy. But the ones where I'm doing an installation, or the ones where we're at a motorcycle rally and it's 2 or 3 days and you're looking at, an hour and 20 minutes of video, 2 40-minute videos, I will literally start with 16 hours of video and I will edit that stuff down. So there are hours and hours and hours of editing and picture correction and adjusting and cutting and clipping, and those things go on. And so you don't get to see that behind the scenes, but I'm working hard for you. I want you to have a quality product. So we will be posting the Riders Rides up. I'm just not at my main workstation a lot of the time right now, but as soon as I can get there, I promise you I'll get those up. So don't give up don't give up on me on that. So there you have it. Again, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I look forward to meeting and seeing as many of you as possible. You stay safe out there. Absolutely stay safe. God bless you guys. And remember this, what I want you to do right now, go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams. Eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, baby. Now, go seize the day, and we'll talk to you soon.